Hey! What? Hi everybody! Welcome to our Tuesday night Wiggle Booty workout! Wiggle Booty! Yes, some people get it naturally. Some people don't get it naturally and we have to work for it. So we're gonna work for it tonight. Right, Rita? We're gonna work some booty? Mwah. All right. I don't know. What are we doing? All right, guys. So we are doing a booty boot camp today. Nothing but booty, booty, booty. And I was making the joke about this song, Miss New Booty, and I feel like I'm probably the only person that remembers it, but I was calling her Miss Rue Booty, getting ready for the workout. And so, booty today. All we're going to need is a circular resistance band. So we are talking one of either of these two type of bands. So we've got the kind of rubbery band, and then we've got the nice fabric band. So either one of these will work. I've just, I've kind of been promoting these lately. I am not for any reason, I'm not a salesperson, but if you're frustrated with these, about certain things about these, either they're not challenging enough or they roll up on you, things like that, this is a good option. I'm not going to say they're always going to stay permanently in place, especially if you have slick pants on. I mean, what's it going to do with that? But these are great options too. So if you find one, they are kind of pricey. You can buy like 2 sets of these for the price of one of these, but worth the investment if you're going to be working out at home and using it. So this is what you're going to need. And then also just one heavy weight. When I say heavy, I do mean really heavy, whatever you would say is like the max weight that you have on your weight set. Now, if you have a weight set that goes up to 100 and you've never lifted the 100, that is not what I mean. I just mean the max weight that you can lift comfortably is what you're going to need. And then the last thing, of course, is just your yoga mat, your floor support, whatever it is that keeps you comfy in the floor. So we're going to be working booty, as I have said a couple times already. And I do just like to say that, this booty work, I know people look at it as like women want, but your booty, your glutes, are actually very, very functional in your life. So it's not just an appearance thing to have a nice round tushy or anything like that, or a perky little bottom. That's a great side effect, but it is also super functional, especially if you have lower back pain. Glutes is a big component of that, having underactive or weak glutes. So definitely something to consider, and you actually can work yourself into a little booty. I'm not saying that I have much, nothing to write home about, but what I do have came completely from working out. Completely. I had, like, if you could have an innie butt, that's what I had before I started working out. And I was told you can squat your way into a booty, and I was like, and I kind of have. It works. So we're going to do, we've just got 3 sets of exercises today. 3, 3, and 4 exercises in the third one. Hopefully we'll get through pretty quickly. I definitely don't think this is going to be one of our more marathon-y workouts, but that's okay. When we're digging into a muscle group, we don't need to spend 2 hours in it, right? We don't want to kill it. We just want to really work it, fatigue it, hit all angles of it, but we're not looking to kill ourselves with it. As always, modify if you need it. Not going to be a lot of things. Well, we do have one set. It is going to be a little more jumpy than I normally do. So, but there's total modifications for that, because you guys know I'm not much of a jumper either. So I'll give you some alternatives for that. And most everything else, is going to be accessible for most people, but I'll definitely give you some options to modify if you need it. And then, of course, if you have any questions and you're working out live with me, just shoot me a comment on the video. Or if you're working out afterwards, shoot me a message. Or if you're watching on YouTube, just leave me a comment there and I'll be happy to get to it. I have all comments flagged just because I want to be able to answer questions as they come in. And the last couple of things, of course, always please share these workouts, share this video, share our message of what we do here at Strong Style Fitness. I think it's a special one. And lastly, if you do wish to donate any funds for these workouts, it is the only payment I receive, and so it is greatly appreciated. Venmo at Strong Style Fit is where you'll find me. All right, guys, I'm gonna take my usual drink of water, check on our video, make sure we're rolling, and check for any comments, and we will get started. We are gonna start with the more jumpy portion. of our workout, just to get our heart rate going. This is going to be a very cardio intense set, just this one set, not all three. So I want to put that at the beginning just to kind of get our heart pumping, everything burning, so we can carry that burn through our more slower activities. We kind of go real high with the cardio, kind of real heavy with the lift, and then the last set we really slow it down and really focus in on that muscle. So that's kind of, and then we fall over. That's the next step. So that's kind of how we're working today. So go ahead and mentally prepare yourself for a little bit of cardio, and I'll be right back for you. All right, guys. So what we're going to do first, there's a couple names for it, but I call it sort of a power-up lunge. I just think about like Mario when he jumps and gets that, you know, to catch your mushroom or whatever, to totally date myself. So that's what we're thinking. So I call it a power-up lunge. So, and forgive me, my first one might be kind of messy. I've been sitting at a desk all day, and so my first one might not be the prettiest thing you've ever seen. So what we're going for here is we're going to go into our lunge. So we hit our lunge. Knees are a little creaky today. I won't be touching the floor with my knees. So we're going to come up into our lunge. We have sort of a runner's arm, and then as we push up, we come through and pull that leg through and hop. Boom. So I'm getting just the slightest hop off the floor, whole foot, but at some point if my knees start to bother me, I will just completely omit that hop, and then it's going to look like this. So you can just come up onto a toe. That's another way you can power up here, or just don't lift your toe at all, keep a flat foot, pull through, pull through, pull through. So it's the exact same motion, it's just what you're doing on your planted leg. Are you hopping? Are you heel lifting? Or are you staying flat? That's sort of your modification options. If you're a jumping superstar and you want to get a huge leap at the top, knock it out. I can't even demonstrate that. So, all right guys, so we're gonna go for 12 on our left and then 12 on our right. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves set up. If you haven't moved a lot today, feel free to kind of move those hips around a little bit before we get started. So we come down, and then we're gonna, remember, runner's arms, power through, power through. I'm not gonna be able to coach you really as we're doing this. So let's get started. 1, 2, woo, see, balance. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, boom. Yeah, right? So you're definitely getting some quad in this exercise too. So quad and booty are working. If you're feeling your quad more, don't freak out and go, this is a booty workout. Your booty's working too. You'll feel it. All right, so we set up our other side. Whew, super creaky today. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, landing lightly. 6, no big thuds. 7, 8, 11, 12. Whew. Hello, heart rate. Good afternoon to you. All right. Whew, and now you see my super crazy pale legs. That's charming. These capris like to really work their way up. All right, guys, so the last thing we're gonna do in this set, I'm calling it a pump jump squat. So, pump, jump, squat. So we're gonna get to our squat position, about hip width, a little bit wider is okay. We wanna be right about in that hip range. Toes can be straight ahead or flare out a little bit, whichever way you want it to be. We're gonna come down to the lowest part of our squat, and then we pump. So here's the pump part. Pump 1, 2, 3, jump, land. So when we land, it's not a big thud. Land like you're landing on a pane of glass. So it's gonna be Lowest point, 1, 2, 3, jump, land, 1, 2, 3, jump, land. We're going for 12 of those. Again, winded. Coaching will be minimal here. Just make sure that you are sitting back into your chair for your squat, that the jumping doesn't get your form all off, and you start leaning out into your knees, okay? All right, let's give it a shot. Let's go. Lowest point, 1, 2, 3, jump, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, like I lost something, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 3, halfway, 1, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, last one, 3, 12. Awesome. I know, out of breath. You are not alone. I definitely heard a noise. I think I felt like an earring or something fell out. It's gonna be just a second here. No, 1, 2, 3, here, 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 nose. Okay, everything's good. I just heard that. You know, some women know that noise really well, that little ping of something small hitting the floor beside us, and it's like hearing back, you know, for sure. But I don't see anything, I don't think so. We'll move on. All right, so we're gonna go back to that parallel plunge. If you haven't completely caught your breath yet, I haven't either, so that's okay. We keep going, we don't need to fully recover. If our heart rate is out of control, then we need to recover some. But if we're just a little winded, we're good. All right, so we got power up lunge on the left. Get it set. 1. Oops, I was about to pump jump it. All right, here we go. Runner's arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really think about the weight is still in the back of that front foot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Also, guys, if you are having trouble with your balance and moving at that pace is just too fast and you're just fumbling and bumbling and falling, don't let that discourage you. Just slow it down a little bit. It's okay. Just slow it down a little bit. No problem. Everybody slow it down a little bit, get the fullest version of the exercise, then only get about 4 or 5 and spend the rest of the time fumbling around. All right, other side. Let's go, runner's arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Woo. All right, we'll take just a quick, catch our breath just a little bit. Go back to those pump jump squats. So when we're lunging and doing those power up lunges, I want you to still think driving through the back part of that foot. Obviously, as you jump up, you're gonna roll into your toe a little bit, but I want that power to still come from the back of the foot. That's what's also gonna drive it into your booty as well. All right, so we've got our pump, jump, squats. So lowest point, 3, 2, 1, hop. Or if you're not hopping, just come up onto toes, just like we're doing with the lunge. Or 1, 2, 3, reach for the sky, come back down. No activity in the foot. All right, let's do it. 3, jump. 2. A pane of glass, guys. That's how we protect those joints. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one. Ooh-wee. Yeah. Ooh, that's some cardio for sure. Working booty, working quads. Again, in this particular set, don't feel like you're doing something wrong if you're feeling your quads quite a bit too. Definitely quads involved in this exercise. If you think about being towards the back of that foot, that'll engage the booty too. So, just don't want you to be like, quads only, she's stupid. Not quads only. That's just probably what you're feeling more than the glutes, if you're not feeling the glutes more. All right, one more set. Okay, power up lunge, left foot forward, set it up, runner's arms. Let's go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! My left leg was giving out. Feels like now 10's where we're at today. All right, other side. Get it set up. All right, runner's arms. Let's go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Use those arms. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Awesome work, guys. All right. Catch your breath for just a sec. Pump jump squats. Oh, got the sweat. All right. Again, if your heart rate is through the roof, out of control, take yourself a little longer break if you need it. Being winded, that's just the name of the game, right? As long as it's not winded with chest pains or you don't know why you're winded, we worry about that. All right, guys, set it up. Got our pump jump squats or your pump heel lift squats. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you wiggle your toes? 9, 2, 3, 10, 2, 3, 11. One more. 2, 3, 12. Oh, my. Now we're taking a break. We do want our heart rate to come down now. We don't want to get cold, so we're not going to take a incredibly long break. We don't want to get cold, but we do want to catch our breath now, because we're going to be doing some stuff on the floor, some bending over, so we don't want to be in this incredibly elevated heart rate, out of breath, and then be bending down, getting on the floor. So we're going to take a break, catch your breath, get some water. I'm going to stop talking for a moment. That'll help me catch my breath. So I'm going to use this opportunity to check on the video. Whew. All right. You take just a little bit longer. Another 30 seconds or so. And catch our breath. Always try to remember too, when you get a really winded, high heart rate, it's not something that you're used to. It can make you feel really panicky. It can even scare you. So if you ever find yourself reaching that borderline of feeling out of control, feeling really panicked, feeling really scared, that's the time to really focus on what can I control with my breath. Now, don't go so far as to be like, I'm panicking, I'm out of control. I'm gonna make myself breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's just gonna make you more panicky. So just give yourself some kind of goal, or just make yourself aware. Just be aware of your breathing. Know that it's okay that you're breathing that heavy. Know things are okay. And see if you can start to calm it down that way. Usually it'll work. I know a lot of folks get scared, especially if that's not something that they're used to. They get scared when it gets that high. Now obviously there's a high that is alarming, but some people, just because they're not used to it, even a regular high feels really intense for them. All right guys, so we're gonna go into single leg deadlift and a weighted thruster or a weighted bridge. Single leg deadlift, you know I like to coach a deadlift to death, so I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna really just focus on showing you the good form, giving you a couple tips, and we'll go from there. I'm also gonna let you choose your single leg deadlift, but the second version, I'm not really gonna get into. I'm just gonna show you that option if you wanna take it. And in fact, I'm gonna show you that option to start. So single leg deadlift, usually I do the kickstand variation, and we deadlift here. That is usually the variation that I offer. That's what we'll be doing today. You do also have the option to do single leg deadlift here, where you bring a full extended leg out behind you, the nice flat back, making a T. I don't usually offer that option in class just because it's one that I really like to see people do, and I can't see you. So if you know that option, you're familiar with it, you like it, take it. Otherwise, join me for the kickstand version. So we're gonna have a heavy, heavy weight here. We're going to have our feet hip width apart, and then we're going to tick one foot back behind us into a kickstand. It's really legs even, just a foot tipped back here, and there's really no weight in it. It's just there for balance. We're going to bend our front knee. We're going to have a slight bend in our front knee. Roll those shoulders back, flat back. As we start to come forward, we're going to sit our hips back like we're sitting into a deep chair, and then we squeeze to stand, pushing up the floor away from us. So one more and then we'll get started. We sit the hips back, so we're not squatting. We have a bend in our knee, and we're sitting our hips back, and then we're driving through that planted heel to squeeze and stand. Weight, very heavy. Want it to be right up against you, like you were literally ironing your pants with it. In fact, I'll do it. It doesn't really matter which hand you hold the weight in, so I'm gonna do it on the one facing the camera, just as a reminder for you to keep that weight close by. All right, left side, we're going for 12. Flat, flat back, brings you down, 11. 10. Really stick that booty out behind you. 9. 8. 7. Let your head follow your spine. I'm really bad about craning my head up. Not ideal. You want to keep your head in line with your spine. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Perfect. Other side. Switch it out. Again, feet about hip width apart. Kickstand that toe back. Stand up tall. Don't collapse out into that hip. A lot of times when we stand single-sided, we let all of our weight kind of cock out to one side. Get those hips in alignment. Here, bend in that knee. Iron our pants down. 1. 2. feeling any pain in your lower back, chances are you're not holding your weight close enough. You're letting your weight dangle out in front of you. Or you can try switching hands. Sometimes if we do the same side that our knee is bent on, it makes us hold that weight out further. Last one. Yeah, sometimes if you're trying to work around that bent knee, it's gonna make you hold that weight out. I was just doing it so you guys could see what I meant by holding it close. All right, so we have our bridge, our weighted thrusters or weighted bridge. So here, I want you to, because you've got this big heavy weight, go ahead and sit in your lap before you do anything, and then roll back into your bridge. So your weight's kind of already sitting where it needs to be. You need to do some wardrobe adjustments. So we're gonna set up our bridge exactly how we always would. Feet hip width apart, neck long, shoulders down. And then we're gonna set this weight right on those hip bones. If this is really uncomfortable because the weight's heavy, you can put a mat in between, or you can roll it up a little bit off of your hip bones. You just don't want it up on your belly. All right, so from here, we're just gonna lift like we would a bridge. But now we've got this big heavy weight on it. All right, so engage that core, flatten. Pelvic floor, engaged, and we push. 12, 11, squeeze that booty to lift those hips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. So you can, if it's comfortable, you can just sort of roll over to the side and kick that weight off, and then we're going to bring ourselves back up. So that's our second set. So we've got the single leg deadlift each side, weighted bridge. All right, guys, so let's get ourselves set up. Back to that single leg deadlift. All right, feet hip width apart, stand tall, kickstand back, make sure you're standing tall through those hips, shoulders back and down, bend that knee, sit hips back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like to kind of keep my hand on my hip. 8. It's just a good reminder to keep my hip in line. 9. 10. 2 more. Remember that weight should be shifting back. 11. 12. Good. So it makes such a point to say sit your hips back, because while your front is going forward, really all of that body weight should be shifting backwards, and that's what's going to allow you to drive up through the back of that foot to stand. All right, feet hip width, little kickstand, hand on the hip if you need it, bending that knee, weight shifts back. 2, so think your hips are shifting back, your weight's kind of falling towards your heel. 3, 4. It's a very counterintuitive move. 5, because our body's like, why aren't we just squatting? 6, 7, 8, there. 10. And see, I'm doing it again. I'm craning my head up. Let your head follow. 11. 12. Good. Bring it down to the mat. I think I do that because all my years of teaching group fitness, if I was working out with them, I still needed to keep an eye on them. So I was always keeping my head up when I was working out. So I think it's an old habit. But unfortunately, I can't see you guys. So craning my head up doesn't help. There's nothing to see except for my garage door. All right, guys, so we're back in our bridge. And feet hip width apart and close, tight into our booty. Not so tight that we feel like our knees are gonna explode, anything like that. We just want them in super close. We've got the weight on our hip bones. We're driving up, again, weight towards the back of the feet. We're squeezing through our glutes to lift those hips. Just keep a little hand on your weight. Let's do it. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Just feel almost like your booty cheeks are wrapping up and in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Roll it off to the side. Whew. And we got one more trip through. I'm gonna grab a quick drink. All right, guys. Let's have a single leg deadlift. One more time. All right. Feet hip width apart. Little kickstand. Hand on the hip if you need it. Roll that shoulder back. Bend that knee. Hips, weight, all shift back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping that weight close to our body. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Perfect. Other side. So just watch yourself. Make sure you're not getting too squatty. You always have, I feel like, at least one rep. I know we did in that last set where your body kind of reverts back to that squat and you find yourself sort of like this. Just be mindful. All hips coming back. Slight bend in that knee. Your body's gonna want to squat. You're fighting that urge. All right. Stand tall. Kickstand it back. Bend that knee. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Craning my head again, guys. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Last one. Awesome. All right, let's come down to the floor. We got our last set. And actually, just so you're aware, if you don't want to hop up after we finish this bridge, we are going to be staying in the floor, but I need to grab water and band and stuff like that, so I'll hop up. But if you have everything you need, you can just stay on the floor once we're done with this bridge. All right. So, get that heavy weight in our lap, roll it back. Woo. All right. Feet in line with hips. Feet close to that booty. Flatten and engage. Shoulders down. Weight on the hips. Squeeze that booty and lift. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. Cheeks wrapping up and in. 3. 2. 1. Perfect. Roll that off to the side. All right, so I'm gonna hop up. Remember, you guys don't have to. If you have everything you need, let's set this weight out of my way. So for our last reps, you're just gonna need your resistance band. And that's it. We've just got 2 exercises. We're just gonna be doing them single-sided. Both are exercises we have done before, but when we're doubling down with deadlifts, thrusters, power lunges, it's going to be delightful. All right, guys, so grab your water. You're sitting on the floor. Just get yourself comfortable. We are gonna start, actually the whole round will be done with the band around above our knees. So if you wanna get yourself set up, I'll check the video and we'll get going. Yeah, this is a quick one. We might get done a little early. Or maybe I'll throw something extra on. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm always like that, right? Because I'm like so programmed to work at an hour. It's just what I like to do. So my classes are. And instead of being like, oh, look, we're getting done early, you get a little free time, I'm like, how can we fill that extra time? Oh, goodness. All right, guys. So we're gonna pull our band up over our thighs. So we wanna be above our knees here. We never want to work with a band on our knees, ever. There's not a single solitary exercise I can think of in the world that we want to do a band on our knees. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. So we're gonna do mule kick, fire hydrant combos. And so we're gonna do single-sided mule kick, fire hydrant, mule kick, fire hydrant. And then we're gonna do clamshells. And we'll see. I'm trying to think, what's one other? No, just stop when you're ahead, Trace. Put when you're ahead. All right, so we're gonna come down to hands and knees. All right, so, and actually I need to test. Okay, so for me, my range of motion is going to be not quite as full because this is a really strong resistance band. So it's going to be plenty. I'm not going to be moving this big, but just know that if your band is a little more loose, a little less restrictive, you will have a little more range of motion than I'm showing you probably. So for our mule kick fire hydrant, we're going to be on hands and knees, nice wide starfish hands underneath our shoulders. Shoulders rolled back, long spine. Again, we're looking out ahead of us. We're not craned up and we're not tucked under. So we're here. To do a mule kick fire hydrant, we're gonna flex our feet. We kick up like we're trying to stamp our foot on the ceiling. And then we bring it down and we open out to the side like a doggy peeing on a fire hydrant. Now my form looked awkward because I'm shifting, looking at the camera, so I'll show you one more, just kind of looking down at the ground. What's more appropriate is we kick up, bring it down, open out to the side. So we're gonna do 12 of those on the left and then 12 on the right. Okay, let's set it up. Let's do it, guys. 1, 2, squeeze that booty. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woo! Feeling the fire. 10, 11. Last one. 12. Woo! Man, especially after doing all that other booty work. Goodness me. All right, we've got another side to do, guys. So we flex that foot, get ourselves set back up here, long spine, shoulders back. Let's rock and roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keeping that core engaged as well. 7, 8, 9. You might be feeling this plant booty too. 10, 11, 12. Yes, indeed. So yeah, the leg that you're planted on, especially like the left, we already worked the left and then we planted on the left. You're gonna be feeling working that as the plant leg too, because you're having to fight that resistance. So these muscles are having to engage to fight your other leg pulling, right? So don't be surprised. All right, so to do our clamshells, we're gonna stack our hips. We're gonna come up on an elbow if you can stay up strong and elevated through your shoulder. If you cannot, if you have shoulder problems, or that's just, it's too much, because we all tend to do this, then you can just come down here. Perfectly good option. And then we're gonna stack our feet in line with our hips. So a good thing to do if you have the option, I just don't have the room, is to lay up against a wall, because then you know everything's in line. So we're here, feet are stacked. We're gonna squeeze our cheek to open up that leg. So don't just kind of pull through your hip and your hip flexors. Really think about squeeze that cheek to lift. I'm having some tightness in my neck and my shoulders, so I'm gonna come down here. We've got 12 on each side. 12, 11. If this is really easy and you're just flying through it, you need a tougher band, or you can even double up bands. 9. If you don't have one single band that's strong enough. 8, 7. You can double up. No harm in double bagging. 6, 5. Or squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Also, if you are, which I know this is going to sound dirty and graphic, and go ahead and giggle, if you are able to open your legs up super wide every single time, that also means that your band is not challenging enough and you need to up your band game. All right, so we've got everything in line, feet in line with our booty, knees are stacked, feet stay stacked, we squeeze and open. 12, 11, 10, 9, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 8, 7, no harm in even keeping a hand back there. 6, just to make sure you feel it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. Let's bring it back up to hands and knees. Might feel good. We can take just a second, kind of rock back into a close knees child's pose. Just sort of stretch those glutes out a little bit. Before we go right back into All right, so take a moment, readjust your band if you need to. Mine's doing pretty good. I don't have super slick pants on today, so they're not sliding around like crazy. All right, we're gonna face the other direction this time. So we're gonna set, again, starfish hands, push away from the floor. Don't collapse down into your shoulders. Push away from the floor. We flex our feet. We're going for our left side first. Mule kick, fire hydrant. 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're not collapsing down to your shoulders. I'm going to readjust my band just a sec. It's actually just a little too high. For me, I'm on 8. If you kept going, no worries. 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Whew, we've got another leg. All right. Set it up. Flex those feet. Let's go. 10, 11. Squeeze that cheek. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, my plant leg is burning too. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're gonna bring it down to our side. It doesn't matter which side that you land on. I faced a different direction, so I ended up on a different side this round. So I'm gonna come up just to check, make sure again, hips, feet, everything's all in line. I'm gonna come back down to my side here. Got our feet stacked. We're gonna leave those feet stacked. Squeeze through the cheeks. Open. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Other side. I'm going to spin around. You feel free to flip over. I just don't want to make you watch my booty while I do clamshells. I did work really hard for it, and I'm proud of it, but all right, so stack it up, guys. Bring it down to our side, and we've got 12. 12. I was joking with one of my personal training clients that clamshells are like the most popular physical therapy exercise ever. 9. Like you could go to physical therapy for a shoulder and they'd be like, let's do a set of 20 clamshells. 7, 6, it's so funny. 5, 4, it just shows you what a great exercise it is. 3, 2, that to the naked eye doesn't look like a whole lot, right? Until you do it and then you're like, oh, that's a lot actually. But yeah, I used to love, I was in physical therapy for my knees and I had to do this as part of my physical therapy for my knees, and I would laugh and just look around the room and it was just like a sea of clamshells, everyone clamshells. What are you here for, neck problem? Clamshells. I love it. And I'm in no way making fun of physical therapy or physical therapy exercises. They are amazing people, it's an amazing thing. It was just, I spent my physical therapy sessions were like hours long at first, and so I would be in there for so long. I think I got delirious laughing at clamshells one day. All right, guys, so our last set, mule kick, fire hydrants. This time, let's change it up and let our right leg be the plant leg that's screaming at us for the second set. So let's start with our right this time. Or if you've been starting with your left the whole time, or do the opposite of whatever you have been starting with. So for me, that's going to be starting with my right. So let's go. 10. I'm sorry, 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. Pushing strong through those hands. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Perfect. Set that one down. We've got the other side. So let's see if this side burns as much being the plant leg as the other side did. All right, guys. Let's go. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Ooh, there it goes. 4. There's the burn in the plant leg. 3. 2. 1. Awesome work, guys. It's so funny when a plant leg at least feels like it's working just as hard as your working leg. All right, guys, so let's set up one more time. We've got our back, hips, glutes, feet, all in line. We lay it back, stack our feet, squeeze our cheek, open. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, squeeze, 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 3, don't just pull through that hip, 2, 1, perfect, other side. It's just the one thing, especially if your glutes aren't super developed, that your hip flexors will want to be your primary mover in that exercise. So you really got to think about squeezing all back through here, not just kind of pulling through your hip flexor to really get that work. You'll feel burn doing it the other way, but it's a hip flexor, not what we're trying to target. All right, last set, guys. Let's do it. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. All right, we can kick that band off, shimmy, shake our way out of it. Guys, we have thoroughly worked our booty. So come on up. I'm gonna check the time real quick just to make sure that we didn't just blaze. Oh no, guys, we are perfect. Awesome. So, I hope you enjoyed our booty boot camp. So it's super fun just to pick a spot and kind of dig into it. But it's just gonna be a muscle group that you can hit from all sorts of directions. So we couldn't do like a bicep boot camp, or we couldn't do a tricep. With tricep, there's a lot of options actually, but I don't think we want to do a tricep boot camp. But glutes are just super important. Like I said before, you've got multiple muscles in your glute, and they just provide so much more than just aesthetics. It's not just pretty or cute or whatever you want to call it. There is a lot happening functionally back there, so it's super important to build those muscles. I'll take it since we have a little bit of extra time. I'll just say if you have anything that you want to work, you want to explore, any body part, any muscle group that you really want to dig into, let me know. I'm over 50 workouts at this point. I love writing new workouts. I can get creative. I've been getting creative, but I definitely want to make sure that I give my loyal people what they are looking for too. So more cardio, more whatever it is, just let me know. I would love to hear some feedback on what you would like to see in upcoming videos. I haven't wrote my next couple yet, so I am ready for your feedback. So guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you don't hate me too much tomorrow when you're trying to get up off the toilet. So I hope you have a great night. Please, as always, share these workouts, share my page, subscribe on YouTube. Let's get some more people working out with us every day and feeling great about themselves and making great changes, not just physically, but mentally for themselves. And if you'd like to donate any funds for this class, you can Venmo me at Strong Style Fit. And I thank all of you who do give. It is wonderful. Seeing you here is enough motivation for me, but it does. It definitely help with a lot of other things, any donations you can send my way. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys soon for another workout. Mwah.